Happy Devils Thursday. This is the Woo Report. The Woo Report. The Morning Woo Edition. Episode 335. 335 episodes. Can you believe that? Of the Woo Report. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. Coming to you live from the bunker this morning in a beautiful, beautiful Thursday morning here in New Jersey in an undisclosed location. What a podcast last night. State of the Fan address. Christy Flannery of the Hockey News chiming in, giving her opinions about your New Jersey Devils. And, you know, I want to talk about the goaltending situation with your team. And there were some great points made. The rumors, the fans going crazy about Connor Hellebuyck. The name Hell in the last name. But Nick Villano of pucksandpitchforks.com made a very, very good point yesterday that why would you want a goaltender that's 30 years old when the risk goes higher for injuries or, I don't know, that there's no guarantee that Hellebuyck will get you a Stanley Cup. And I've said this quite a few times that you do not need an elite goaltender in today's NHL to win the Stanley Cup. Last year, case in point, Darcy Kempfer, Colorado Avalanche. Now, you can make the argument of Vasilevsky and the Tampa Bay Lightning, but I think it's mostly a combo of the team and goaltender for the Tampa Bay Lightning when they won 2 Stanley Cups in a row. Then you look at Jordan Binnington, you know, with the St. Louis Blues, Matt Murray, goaltenders that are there in their mid-20s, getting hot at the right time, leading their team to a Stanley Cup. And Akira Schmid, this season, it was his coming out party. He showed consistency. He showed calmness. He showed poise. And he beat the New York Rangers. We're helping the Devils beat the New York Rangers starting Game 3 at Madison Square Garden, down 0-2, rookie goaltender. And what does he do? Yeah, hold my beer. Let's win 3 straight. Max says 30 years old and 1 year left on his contract, Connor Hellebuyck. And the price you would have to pay for Connor Hellebuyck. Max says, Sam, you should do a recap of Akira's journey to the NHL. It's actually incredible. That's for another podcast. I'm doing my research, Max. But I will say this, though. The Devils' goaltending situation is right now a happy problem. I don't think it's the problem. I think the Devils need to work more consistency on their defense, and there needs to be more focus on their defense than goaltending. I think goaltending is just fine the way it is. Could improve. There's always room for improvement. But the goaltending for the New Jersey Devils, I think they're in a better place than they were 2 years ago. Relying on oft-injured Mackenzie Blackwood is not the way to go. That's why Tom Fitzgerald shrewdly traded for Vanecek and drafted Akira Schmid, Nico Dawes, and Tyler Brennan. Dawes and Brennan in the system need time to develop. Dawes, again, could be one of those dark horses that sneaks in the top 2 with the New Jersey Devils. The 1A, 1B should be Schmid and Vanecek. Vanecek could be an excellent 1B. I don't think he's a 1A. I think Schmid's the 1A right now. I think Vanecek, and this is not a knock on him, but I think Vanecek could be a very solid 1B for your New Jersey Devils. But I think right now, the Devils need to make some tweaks. I think they need to re-sign Holla quickly to get that out of the way. Timo Meier needs to be a priority for Tom Fitzgerald. Jesper Bratt, debate about that. Hello, Anthony LaPena, chiming in on the Woo Report, the Morning Woo edition. Max says it's hard to call Vitek Vanecek 1B at this point because he's won 30 freaking games. You make a good point, but part of it was Mackenzie Blackwood was out. He had to take on quite a few games. You could tell that Vitek Vanecek was not the same goaltender. He kind of got burnt out in the end there, playing so many games. I think Akira Schmid is the guy. He is the 1A at the moment. Now, that could all change if bad training camp, whatever. But Nico Dawes, I think, could compete. Anthony LaPena says Devils need to add some size to the defense. I mean, they had Ryan Graves and Dougie Hamilton this past season. I mean, you can't get bigger than that. And Kevin Ball. But I see what you mean. I think they need to add some more aggressiveness to their defense. And, there were times where they would be lackadaisical, where they'd be completely out of position. It doesn't matter if you have size or not. If you're out of position and you're just chasing the play, the opposition's going to score every time. Let's see here. I'll have to investigate that, Max, about Kira, why he didn't go to the Worlds. Michael says Graves, no beef. Dougie is a 0D man. And they did a better job protecting the goaltender. Look, thank goodness for John Marino. He's a shutdown defenseman. Pair him up with Luke Hughes. Woo, that would look pretty good. Where Luke Hughes is enabled to take risks, knowing that John Marino is back there. Good morning, Ted. Welcome to the Morning Woo. But I think defense should be the priority right now. And maybe adding a little bit more grit to the top six. Dirk says that is the part of the problem with the defense that could score. More times than not, they are out of place in order to get that goal. Well, it's called, any time a defenseman pinches in, a forward must come back to back him up. Let's see. Every time Marino's name is mentioned, the Devils just need to get a little bit more physical. You saw. I mean, they did a better job. I mean, they did better than expected with playoff hockey. But Timo Meier really showed the kind of intangibles that the rest of the team doesn't have. And they need more Timo Meiers on the team, meaning guys that could play a physical game and match up very well, in the playoffs. Now, that's something you may want to consider on trade deadline, but you're going to pay a premium. But right now, I think the Devils are in a great position. They got to figure out their salary cap situation. Damon Severson, Ryan Graves, they are unrestricted free agents. Would you want to re-sign one of them or both of them? It's going to cost you, especially when you got to pay Mikey McLeod, who's a restricted free agent. And I'm doing this on the top of my head. But we need some grit. We definitely do. Jack Hughes showed some grit. Heck, he tried to take down Aho. Got to give the Lady Bing finalists some credit there, showing that he's not going to take it anymore. Just simply not. But the Devils right now, I'll tell you, as the Eastern Conference Finals and Western Conference Finals start, the Devils went as far as they could. They could have beaten the Carolina Hurricanes if a couple things went their way. But good teams find a way to win, and they weren't good enough against the Carolina Hurricanes. But you saw that they did have the potential of beating the Carolina Hurricanes in a 7-game series. Jack Hughes, monster year, 99 points. Now he's starting to speak up. Those exit interviews was very refreshing because he spoke up, basically calling out unnamed teammates. Hey, you say you like it here, you better sign. Giving Haula his endorsement. I think this is all very good for the New Jersey Devils and their fans. And that's all I have to say here on the Morning Woo. I actually got to get out here early. Game Over Man says thanks for all the shows. Yeah, you're welcome. Just remember to rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. But also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Let's Go Devils. But we shall see, folks. We shall see what the future holds for your New Jersey Devils. Want to thank all those tuning in. There may be another Woo Report coming up tonight or this afternoon. Keep it here, keep it real, as there is no off season with this podcast. None whatsoever. That's right. We're just getting started. We'll have more maybe a little bit later today. This is the Morning Woo on the Woo Report. Till next time, let's go Devils.